Welcome, everyone, to Alien Earth 616 The Dark Ages. This is episode 4 of our actual play, following on from, funnily enough, the previous 3 episodes. We're picking up kind of a new arc of the story today. I'm joined by the same 4 players as we had in the last sessions. So I'm going to go around the houses and introduce them in a moment. But before I do, I just want to say this is a continuation of the extended universe that's kind of been started by Fuzzy on the details. So you can see more on that in our previous episodes. Talk a bit more about that. And yeah, we'll go around and do a quick introduction of our players and the characters they're bringing back to the table today. So Kenny, would you like to start us off?
Hi, I'm Kenny. I play Dr. Simon Appleby, also known as Pioneer. He is the inventor of the Pioneer Mark I deep sea scientific exploration suit, which got heavily dinged up in the last episode. And he is an kind of exobiologist specializing in strange and unusual creatures that mostly lurk at the bottom of the ocean, but has definitely encountered some strange and unusual creatures on dry land in recent history.
Excellent. Ryan, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah, I'm Ryan. I'm playing Agent Amy Chambers of MI13, codename Snapshot, former police officer with the Met Police in London, and currently in the midst of dealing with this invasion to the best of her abilities with her fellow agents.
Okay, and Colin, would you like to introduce the character you'll be playing today?
Yeah, I'm Lionheart, John McKenzie. I am a police specialist as well as in the armed response unit. I am currently out of my depth, is what John is thinking at the moment, but we'll see how it goes.
Excellent. And Will, would you like to introduce your character?
I'm Will. I'm going to be playing Mackenzie, or Christopher Kingstone Baker, when he's not a spectral poltergeist. The best way to describe him, he's a bit of a spin doctor for MI13. He usually covers up the paranormal and extra normal circumstances that happen in the United Kingdom. However, circumstances as they are, he's been forced into his current position out on the front lines alongside his fellow heroes. The poltergeist which possesses Christopher Kingstone Baker is George Mackenzie, a judge from bygone years from up in Scotland.
Cool. So yeah, you kind of introduce these characters. These are all part of the Alien Earth 616 world where London has been leveled by the impact from a Badoon spacecraft that has smashed through Big Ben, landed in the Houses of Parliament, and the premier British super team, Excalibur, have gone missing in the ruins of this spacecraft when they were kind of sent in to deal with the situation. We kind of picked up 15 days after that initial impact. You are members of MI13, a British secret organization that deals with alien, supernatural, and superpowered threats across all of the United Kingdom. And you were sent in to rescue another agent of MI13, a woman by the name of Harley Davis, otherwise known as the superhero Motormouth, who had managed to make it into the crashed alien ship with another team, but seemed to be the only person to have escaped, apparently with some sort of intel. You were able to locate her at the St. Thomas Hospital, and while you were in the process of rescuing her, you were attacked by an unknown alien, this sort of slick black creature that will probably be familiar to our listeners and our players, but at the moment it's an alien of unknown origin. On your way to rescue Harley, you also encountered some of the Badoon that are occupying central London and rescued a civilian that had been cornered by them. You have successfully retrieved Harley, defeated this unknown glossy black alien, albeit badly damaged and injured. You have retreated back to your MI13 compound where you have sort of regrouped, and we will be picking up tonight. But before we do that, I want to talk about your getting schooled bonuses. So, you guys, having completed a mission, retrieved Harley Davis and the alien sample that was inside her black duffel bag, have received a getting schooled benefit, which in this system is kind of the equivalent of a bit of XP, a bit of an advance. So I'm going to go around the houses and you could tell us about what getting schooled perk you took for your character. So Kenny, what did you take for Pioneer?
Pioneer spent a lot of the last game fighting things hand to hand. So I've given him +1 to his melee score.
Very nice. Short, sweet, effective. I love it. And Ryan, what getting schooled benefit have you taken for Snapshot?
It only seemed fitting to lean into snap shooting with her code name, so I gave her signature attack Snapshot, which means that she'll get edge whenever she uses that attack.
Awesome. I love it. And Colin, what have you taken for Lionheart's getting schooled?
I mostly spent the last combat avoiding the alien after being shot up by a Badoon, so Lionheart is a little bit more resilient now and bought a point of resilience at 2 pieces health.
Toughened by his experiences. And Will, what have you taken for Mackenzie's getting schooled benefit?
Yeah, so Christopher spent a lot of the prior part of the adventure as Mackenzie, the poltergeist, flinging around hellfire, and as a result, he's gained the accuracy benefit to represent that he's becoming a better shot.
Love it. Accuracy 1. It's a good place to start. Yeah, our characters are still rank 1, but they're progressing slowly but surely. And one thing we didn't touch on last session, but may well become beneficial now that our guys have kind of got a bit of an encounter under their belt and a bit of experience working together, is a team maneuver. So as a team, you can pick at the start of an adventure a maneuver that you'll be able to call on once during the session. Have you guys got a maneuver in mind that you fancy out of an offensive maneuver, a defensive maneuver, and a rallying maneuver?
So I always vote for defensive or rally earlier on, because it means we can survive a bit longer. So we can either take damage reduction 2, or we give the enemies trouble for a round.
My vote would be defensive as well. I'll agree, Ryan.
The DR2, yeah.
I'm happy to go with
Yeah, I
defensive.
think that's a good idea.
Okay, yep, so all votes for defensive. So yeah, you guys have got a team maneuver you could use at any point during this adventure to potentially get DR2. You have to declare it at the start of a combat round that you're going to use it, and it costs you 5 focus each to activate it, as long as you can hear each other in order to kick it off. Excellent. So we're going to pick back up not long after our last session ended. The 4 of you, along with Harley Davis, have made it back to your safe house within the centre of London. This is an MI13 safe house that you've been holed up in for kind of the last 2 weeks. It's just kind of, by this point, we've got past midnight. We're kind of into the early hours of a new day. Now, normally in the Marvel role-playing game, you have to rest to gain your karma back. However, this is going to be pretty fast-paced sessions because there's a lot happening. So I'm going to give you guys a point of karma back now. So if you spent your karma, you get it back. If you didn't spend it, tough, you still have 1. So yeah, you recover your karma back now if you spent it, as we kind of clock into a new day for you guys. So you are grouped up inside the safe house. You have a very badly injured Harley Davis with you. She was, when you found her, she had been clawed up badly. Her stomach had been kind of torn open. She was barely alive, and it was only due to kind of your quick actions and fast thinking that you were able to even stabilize her and stop her kind of perishing as a result of her injuries. Once you had rescued her from the St. Thomas's Hospital and transported her on a surgical gurney back to the safe house, she has kind of lapsed into a coma-like state. She's still very badly injured. She is stable at the moment, but she will need probably fairly in-depth surgery to get her back into any kind of decent state. A surgery that is, even with some of your scientific expertise and you know, mental competence, beyond all of you to kind of perform here with the tools you have available.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be using any of the plastic cutlery for scalpels.
No, it's probably not the way to go. You are stood in the IT room of the safe house. There's a console, and up on the console screen is Pete Wisdom, the director of MI13, who gave you the mission to recover Harley Davis and any intel that she had. You've relayed to him what's transpired. He is visibly relieved to hear that Harley is alive, even though her circumstances are anything but good at the moment. But you see, it does seem to bring a little bit of a smile to his otherwise dour face. He says, "It's good that you got Harley back. Commendable, given what you've described. This creature is like nothing we've seen in the UK before, but I'd be lying if I said I haven't heard descriptions from overseas of similar creatures around the ships that have crashed. I'd hoped we'd avoided anything of this ilk on our soil, but it appears that we have not been so fortunate. The sample that you were able to recover, this egg in the duffel bag, you're saying it's pulsating, it's still alive, is that right?"
Best that we can tell. Looking over to Pioneer.
Had an opportunity to examine it in depth yet?
No. And unfortunately, Doctor, I don't believe I can give you an opportunity to examine it at this point in time. Given Harley's condition, we need to get her to a facility and an individual that's going to be able to deal with her injuries, and I don't think we have time to wait. Given where we are at the moment, I would recommend that you transfer both Harley and the sample to the military compound in Walworth to the southeast of your current position. It's about an hour's walk from the safe house. There is a small temporary military compound that's been set up there to enforce the lockdown. It's overseen by a Lieutenant Roberts, according to my last intel. I can give the lieutenant a heads up that you're on the way over there, but from what limited communication I've been able to get from the compound, they have their own problems with the Badoon. It's likely you're going into contested territory. The Badoon are trying to push out of the lockdown, and from what I understand, Lieutenant Roberts' resources are already stretched thin, but she does have a medical bay within the compound, and there is a medical doctor and surgeon under her command at the moment. I would get there with Harley as quickly as you can. I know you're all injured and damaged, and I'll come back to that in a moment. But if you can get Harley and the sample there, perhaps you can draw on their resources and conduct some further investigations with the technology on site at the compound. Are you capable of doing that, agents?
Snapshot looks down at herself with the acid burns, the scratches, the fact that she's on 2 health, and says, "I can certainly give it a try."
I'm ready.
He seems to almost recognize that you are kind of acknowledging your injuries, and some of you are visibly bloodied, burned. He says, "I do have something that can assist you." You see he kind of taps something on the keyboard at his end, and the unit behind you, where some of your weaponry and the more advanced technology that is here is stored, you see a lockbox light up green and kind of pop out of the unit. Within that lockbox, there are 4 doses of a regenerative serum. We base them on the work of a rather disgraced medical professional by the name of Dr. Abraham Cornelius. They grant a short-term regenerative capability. These are experimental, so there may be side effects, but they will address the worst of your injuries in the short term. Now, from a game perspective, these serums, these 4 doses, can be taken by 1 person, and it is an action to take them, should you wish to do so in combat, and it will grant you a healing factor for 1 hour. That allows you to heal your resilience every round. So it would heal you up very quickly now, and last for an hour, or you could potentially stay as you are, carry them into combat, and get the slow drip, and then the benefit of the full hour after the fact. This is the only doses that we have, agents, so use them sparingly. I can't spare any more of this. It is extremely rare. It's only due to the mitigating circumstances I'm even giving you access to it.
Thank you. Pull the logbox out, check the container.
Doctor, I'm afraid I can't do anything about the damage sustained to Pioneer Suit, but I'm sure you will be able to put some quick repairs into place before you have to get moving.
Certainly try. Is there anything that we have around here that might be better for moving Davis? She's very badly injured. She's currently in a coma. From moving into hostile territory, I'm not sure that a medical gurney is the best way to move her through the city.
Have a look around, see what we can find.
I agree. You will be hard pressed to find much out with a perhaps makeshift stretcher that you could utilize. Alternatively, you could perhaps make her as comfortable as you could and carry her from within the Pioneer suit, but that would obviously restrict your own capabilities, Doctor. I leave it at your discretion how best you choose to move Harley, but I'm afraid we don't have any vehicles within your vicinity that you could utilize, though I do believe the compound might have some that are a little more maneuverable, but they can't get to you at the minute.
Just have to make two until we get there.
I know it's less than ideal. He kind of glances off camera for a minute and he kind of snaps his head back round. I'm sorry, I have to go. I have another call coming in. Get to the compound as quick as you can. Seek the assistance from Lieutenant Roberts. Learn what you can about everything you've found so far and get Harley the treatment she needs. Wisdom out. The screen fades to black.
Snapshot sets the container down on the table and will say, I don't know if I'll survive first contact with the enemy in this state, so I think I'm willing to give it a shot to try to take my dose now.
Do what you have to do.
Okay. She will hesitantly inject herself in the thigh with this regenerative factor.
Why not take a couple of steps back?
In case it's just Resident Evil.
It's a rather unsettling, almost luminous yellow fluid inside of these syringes. You slam it into your leg and inject the fluid. Can you go ahead and give me a difficulty target number 11 resilience check, please?
Okay, 14.
14, okay. You are able to withstand a sort of surge of like adrenaline, kind of grit your teeth. And as this kind of floods into your system, you feel this like boost to your metabolism and your heart rate, and you notice the injuries immediately starting. And those of you around will see this as well. The injuries immediately starting to like knit up the flesh, repairing itself. You are under the benefits of healing factor for 1 hour.
All right.
So you will recover your resilience every round.
I'm also going to take my injection just now, but in practice, I'm actually going to go and make some repairs to the Pioneer suit. I think that's the...
Yep. So we'll say that obviously you were kind of roughed up inside the suit as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've kind of been battered, scuffed, scratched. So you gain the same properties from, well, potentially you'll gain the same properties, but also you, with the additional adrenaline metabolism, you can go and do some repairs to the Pioneer suit. Do you want to go ahead and give me a target number 11 resilience check as well?
18.
Smashed it. Yeah, so with that, you are able to, again, withstand this kind of surge of adrenalism. Adrenalism? That's not a word. Adrenaline. And adrenalism would be kind of cool. It's my next hero name. You feel this like surge, which kind of really motivates you to like get out there and do the repairs to Pioneer as well. Is anybody else taking the shot of the regen serum now?
Not at the moment.
I think Christopher thinks about it for a minute, but after seeing that the Doctor and Snapshot haven't grown extra heads or fall on the floor convulsing, he'll kind of accept that he's in a really bad way and begrudgingly reach down, grab one of the injections, and just mutters to himself that in the grand scheme of things he's got much bigger problems than a mysterious liquid from a disgraced doctor being injected, and he'll do the same, probably a little bit more calm and reserved, and place it on his thigh and stab down.
Okay, go ahead and give me a target number 11 resilience check. Okay, 13, it's good enough. So yeah, same, you're able to withstand it and you gain healing factor for an hour. So those of you who have taken the regen serum, you'll be able to put yourself effectively back up to full health, as you will heal up very quickly in the next few minutes. There is a single vial sitting in the lockbox that remains. Okay.
Do we have any spare ballistic vests or anything like that?
Yes, you will have some. Actually.
So with my snapshot trait or snapshot getting school that gave me access to like have another weapon readily available, so I have a rifle as well, and I will grab a bulletproof vest.
You're going to go for the bulletproof vest rather than the body
armor?
Yeah, I
think I need the mobility and the agility more than the VR.
I have equipped a pistol and a bulletproof vest.
Okay.
Full tactical body armor for Lionheart.
He's got riot shield for the whole
Yeah.
show.
Although, to be fair, like seeing somebody come down with a clear riot shield and a broadsword in the other hand, that's an impressive figure to cut.
I have the image of the bit from the first 28 Days Later film where he appears on the top of the stairs wearing full police riot armor going, get up!
And what about Dr. Appleby, Kenny? Is he taking any additional armor?
He's not taking any additional armor because I don't really think he should be able to wear it inside the Pioneer suit. It's big, but it's not that big.
Okay.
However, what I did want to do is pop a bulletproof vest, unzip all of the bits and open it up a bit, and put it over Harley when we put her in the stretcher. On the gurney or whatever we're doing, just so that she doesn't get killed with stray gunfire. He will also take a pistol that he is going to put under his lab coat, just in case he has to eject from his armor. And then I would also like to look and see if we have anything old that we can put the egg inside, because we don't know what's in it, but we do know it's an egg. Therefore, if it gets too warm, it'll probably hatch.
Okay, yeah, I would say you have a larder here, and I would say it would have a cool box in it, so you could probably get like a decent sized cool box. You would have to ideally take the egg out of the duffel bag to transfer it into the cool box if you wish to do that.
Well, but I'll put gloves on before doing that because I don't know what kind of substances might be on this thing.
Yeah, so
it's on a pair of surgical gloves, and then
as you pull this out, it's kind of the first time you've really you opened the bag and looked inside, but it's the first time you've ever looked at the full thing. You kind of pull it out. It is a good size. This thing is like the better part of probably nearly just shy of like 2 feet. It's at full length. It's leathery and ridged. It pulses like a heartbeat almost as you lift it out, and it has this sort of thin, translucent skin at the top. Unlike most eggs, which are just oval and solid, you see it has these like 4 like petals almost. And as you lift it out, you start to lift it out, you see these petals starting to like split open.
I'll put it in the box really quickly and close the lid.
Go ahead and give me an agility check, target number 9, just to make the transition quickly enough. So yeah, you see them starting to like peel back. You just like quickly slam it into the cool box and bring the lid down, and they don't move. Don't seem to move any further. But you, even with it inside the cool box, you can almost like feel through the plastic, like the kind of pulsing inside.
I don't think we want any part of what comes out of that.
Given what we saw in the hospital, I'm inclined to agree with you. So let
anyone tried sticking their face in very close to get a closer look and see what happened? Because if they're thinking about it, stop.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Lionheart, that is a reason why I have a job in times unlike this. What exactly happened in the hospital? It's a bit fuzzy for me after Mackenzie took over.
We basically sit Will's character down with an iPad and replay the last 4 episodes for him.
You just open up the YouTube feed and just play the 3 episodes to it.
Like and subscribe.
That's quite the adventure.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we had Deadpool in this. Okay.
No, we run through what happened, including the alien crashing down from the ceiling.
I think it's a good kind of moment to clarify that Christopher doesn't strictly remember everything when Mackenzie takes over. He kind of has foggy bits, like almost like dreamlike, but not the full details. They are separate entities.
Yes, your Judge Mackenzie referred to it as Hellspawn. That's obviously quite an unscientific term, but
it sounds about right for him.
It seemed to be a very unusual sort of creature. Beetle black armor, long flashing talons, razor sharp claws.
Don't forget the tail.
Mouth inside of a mouth as well, which just seems unnecessarily gruesome.
Sounds joyful.
Yeah. Nasty bit business.
Some kind of molecular acid or blood, which I can only assume means it doesn't breathe oxygen, because oxygen molecules won't bond with acid.
I'll take your word for it, Doctor.
Almost impossible creature.
And pin in the arse to take down.
Yeah.
You were lucky, if I'm honest. You could phase through things.
Given how I was when I emerged back next to the gurney, seems like I wasn't that lucky.
Yes, I may have kicked it down the corridor and accidentally hit your possessed form with it. I'm sorry, but it was mostly a fear response.
Christopher doesn't look exactly pleased by that, but just nods and Acknowledged. I understand.
How are you planning to transport Harley?
Best thing that we have in this place to transport her in, actually, probably the gurney,
Yeah.
because it can actually be lifted up as a stretcher if we need to.
We need to improvise. We could probably find a disused shopping trolley.
Not the most graceful of transportation.
We ideally want to keep her flat, so we don't reopen any of the stitched together.
Of course, I was aware of that.
Well, why don't me and Snapshot take control of the gurney between us while you, Doctor, and Lionheart keep vigilant?
I'm happy with that.
We should also keep a close eye on this, like hefting up the enormous cooler.
Yeah,
Someone will need to carry that as well.
Dib's not it. Says Snapshot as she goes to move to the gurney.
It's quite heavy. Maybe I should carry it in the armor.
Is there space under the gurney to fit it?
Probably.
Yeah, I would say so. No, yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, you could put it under the gurney.
We slip it in the bottom part of the IKEA shopping trolley.
Just before we do that, I would like to get some electrical tape and duct tape this thing closed.
Okay.
The reason,
For no reason whatsoever.
I mean, it's a reasonable response after you saw it starting to open.
Yeah, the
definitely.
petals were opening, and we're a bit concerned.
No, I agree. It's definitely the right thing to do. Okay, that's easy done. So yeah, you put the cooler duct taped up underneath the gurney with Harley on top with a bulletproof vest on her. She is as safe as she's going to be. You want to duct tape her to the gurney as well for good measure?
No, probably not.
Why not? If you can't fix it with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape.
Okay. Any additional preparations you want to take before you take to the streets of London?
I'm going to grab the container for the vials and hand the box over to Lionheart with the one dosage left.
Okay.
I take the opportunity to step outside before we start and have a Ben Affleck health cigarette with my eyes closed, rubbing my temple.
Okay. You're going to go outside for that?
Maybe into the corridor, maybe not full outside.
That's fair. That's probably the smart thing to do. Okay, you take a minute before you head out. Dr. Appleby, you're able to complete some essential repairs to the Pioneer suit. It's a lot less attractive than it was before. I mean, it wasn't the most visually appealing armor suit, but with the damage it sustained and the temporary repairs, it's a little bit more of a jury-rigged affair now. But it's fully functional, which is the main thing. More so, if anything, after you're getting school benefit.
I feel like that's more how he's learning to use it a bit better.
Oh, that's his skill. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you take to the streets of London once more. So you know that the Walworth compound is about an hour's trek across central London to the southeast. It is still at this point the early hours of the morning, so it's still dark given it is winter. Mercifully, the rain that was sort of your constant companion for the previous assignment has abated somewhat, and while the streets are slick and wet, there is at least not anything pouring down on your head. However, there is still that pervading cloud of dust from the impact that's just kind of been kicked up into the environment and has never fully settled, giving that kind of foggy mist to the night sky. There are enough streetlights still alive that your journey is not in complete darkness. Are you doing the same as before and hugging back streets and things where possible, or are you going to take kind of the quickest route along main streets?
I think we're going to have to take the only route that's open to the gurney.
As long as we have enough space to move the gurney with us either side of the gurney, we'll take those routes. If not, we'll take the main streets. So a little of both, I think.
Okay. Your first 40 minutes or so of travel is relatively uneventful. You're able to hug back alleys and side streets, cling to the shadows as much as possible. Stealth is difficult with the Pioneer suit, not to mention now a gurney as well, so you're kind of relying on distance and darkness. Mercifully, you don't hear any cries for help. You don't hear any Badoon voices. Everything is quiet, perhaps unsettlingly so as you move through the darkened streets of London. You see the same sights you saw heading in the opposite direction. Cars have been abandoned. There are unfortunately several bodies lying dead. At this distance, it's likely these weren't killed by the initial impact. These were probably killed in either a crush of bodies attempting to flee, or probably more likely in Badoon attacks at this point. Thankfully, the further you get away from central London, the less of that you see. And equally, the congestion of cars starts to thin out a little bit. There's still plenty of cars here that have been abandoned, but not to the same extent near the point of impact. Eventually, when you're approximately maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10, away from where you believe the Walworth compound to be, you have no choice but to head out onto the main road that's kind of going to lead you to the Walworth compound. It is very open. You're probably very conscious of that as you kind of come out into the night sky and can see it properly. It is a road that actually exists. I believe it's called Walworth Road, funnily enough. And there is a kind of wide open main road. You see shops on either side of it. The night sky above is dark still at this point, and there's a handful of abandoned vehicles that you can see as you're kind of making your way across the main road. I would like you all, please, give me a opposed vigilance check.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this will be made with trouble because it's dark. Did you all re-roll it to what you rolled before? So you come out onto the main road at this point, and you all notice up ahead. Say you all notice, actually. Lionheart, you got 5, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm aware we're in London. Beyond that,
It's a bit sketchy, yeah.
Apologies. Everybody except for Lionheart, you all notice a large form moving. So you're kind of cutting across the main road. There's a handful of vehicles that have been abandoned here. Snapshot, you and... Is it Mackenzie, a man in the gurney at the moment?
Christopher, yeah, is man in the gurney.
Yep, so you two are man in the gurney with Harley between you, with Lionheart and Pioneer kind of taking point.
yeah, seems fair. Yeah.
Egg is there as well. So yeah, Lionheart, you're kind of barreling ahead. Your focus is maybe on the other side of the street, just taking in the sights of Walworth Road. But the rest of you catch this large form lumbering across a roof just to the northeast of your current position. You see it like there's a bus abandoned at a bus stop, and you catch this form over the top of the bus. It's not on the top of the bus, it's on the rooftop behind the bus. But it seems to be large, probably about maybe on par with the size of the Pioneer suit, and kind of seems to be lumbering into position. I'm going to ask you all to roll initiative for me, please. So, having seen that, Pioneer, you are the first to get a chance to respond. So you've seen this creature up on the roof.
I'm going to start moving towards the bus, try and get up onto it.
Okay, go ahead and give me call it a melee check, so you're relying on your strength to pull you up. I'll call it target number 11. It's not that hard.
Oh, that's a 15.
Yep, you are able to kind of grab hold. One of the windows is smashed. You kind of like push the bit of glass out, heft yourself up, and just sort of pull yourself and clamber on top of this single decker bus, giving you kind of a better vantage of this street. And you can see now, having clambered up, you can see kind of enough light illuminating the top of that roof, where you see this large hulking figure, and you realize that most of the bulk is actually a suit that it's wearing. It's wearing this kind of almost like yourself powered armor, but while it looks both more advanced, it also looks a lot more simplistic in its design. You see the head very clearly of a muscular Badoon, and then this pure white bulky power armor beneath it, with kind of red flashing lights. It's holding a very advanced looking rifle that has kind of a laser sight that it is now bringing up slowly, because it's at the end of initiative, to bear on your group as well. This thing is big. It's sort of as big as you are in the Pioneer suit, and looks like a tough customer.
He's got a gun!
Snapshot.
I'm going to move the gurney into cover behind this car just to keep Harley. So I'm just going to move a few feet forward, leave the gurney there, and then make a double move further up the street taking cover behind this next yellow car on the opposite lane.
Okay, so you kind of run across the road behind the yellow Corsa, and yeah, I would say kind of as you advance now, you've got a bit of a better visual. You can again see this hulking form. You catch kind of the glint of the white armor, the green sort of reptilian skin of a Badoon, although this individual looks, at least for the moment, to be alone. Christopher.
So, having seen that Snapshot has moved the gurney behind the red sports car for cover, Christopher's going to make a break for, it looks to be a tree next to a cafe on the sidewalk. He's going to run over there, he's going to level his pistol, and if he can draw a line of sight, he's going to take some pot shots at him.
You can definitely draw a line of sight. You can take the shot, but it will be with trouble.
Okay, we'll take that. That seems reasonable.
That's a 13 against its agility defense, which is only a 10. So that is going to hit. Now, your damage with a pistol, your multiplier is increased by 1. However, this thing has sturdy because of its armor. So that is going to drop it down to just your standard damage. So it would be 6 plus your agility modifier, which is...
And then he's going to take cover behind this tree, just kind of leaning up against it.
Okay. Lionheart.
Lionheart is going to move up, and as he does so, he will draw his shotgun, take some cover, because he likes to keep this gun handy for close encounters.
Okay. It is the Badoon sentry to go. I've seen the Pioneer suit pull itself up onto the bus and kind of make yourself both an obvious target and quite an imposing one. This Badoon turns the rifle towards yourself, Dr. Appleby, and is going to take a shot. So it's going to be split across Pioneer and Mackenzie. Oh, it's not great. It gets an 11. Does an 11 hit your respective agility defenses?
It's mine.
I have an agility defense of 12.
Okay, well you are okay. So that is going to hit Pioneer, but it is only going to be half damage because of snap shooting. You take 7 points of damage. Oh, no, sorry, I haven't half that yet. You take 3 points of damage. So it's a glancing shot at best from this sentry as he pops off a few shots with the laser rifle. And then he is going to jump off of the roof. It's only a single-story building, so he's not falling too far. But he jumps off and lands on the pavement. Kind of, you see the pavement like bow and crack as he hits it. And he's going to stride forward towards the bus and Lionheart, who's taking cover behind it. Pioneer.
Okay, I'm going to move forward. The bus bows a little bit as he gets to the end of it, and then Pioneer will suddenly jump down
Okay.
right up to the Badoon sentry and try and clubber him right in the face.
Okay. Go for it.
After all that, it's only a 10.
10 is not enough. You come in, you bring up your sort of mechanical fist. As you swing it in, he grabs it in his hand and like matches your strength for a moment. You do see it like him buckle slightly. You're clearly like stronger than he is, despite his size and physique, but he's definitely fairly comparable. Snapshot.
Snapshot sees that this Badoon sentry and Pioneer are engaged just outside of her ease of line of sight, so she's going to move back to the end of the Corsa, pulling her pistol with the rifle, and she's going to snapshot at the Badoon sentry.
Okay.
And I have edge.
You do.
So it is just going to be the 15.
Okay, the 15 will definitely hit.
That would be 8 damage.
8 damage, okay. Yep, shot from the rifle, kind of manages to find a chink in his armor. You see him flinch. Is that all for Snapshot?
She'll, for flavour, sort of like duck back down behind the car.
Okay. Christopher.
So Christopher is going to break from cover. That was very helpful. He's going to break from behind this tree, make his way up alongside the bus stop and step through the broken glass, level his pistol, and hopefully take a shot at their assailant.
Okay. I mean, you can definitely take a shot. Whether it hits or not is up for debate.
Really, take a shot. Let's find out.
Weird.
I'm trying to be a cool cinematic action hero, man.
Cinematic spin doctor.
He's called a spin doctor because he does like gun tricks as he pulls it up like a revolver ocelot.
Nothing says cinematic action hero like a cardigan. Okay, so that's a good shot. That is a really good shot. 17 with a 6 on the marble die. So that is definitely going to hit him.
I'm pretty cool.
I'm a pretty cool guy. So that is going to do 6 plus your 2, so that's another 8 damage as you find another chink. You see him.
Almost like I'm accurate.
Almost, but not quite. Lion.
Is it quite dark at the moment, or is it still kind of night time?
It's nighttime, so you're relying on like the street lights that are illuminated at the moment.
That's fine. Lionheart, realizing the signs come closer, discards his shotgun for the up-close personal touch and decides to engage with the creature. So he draws his blade out from his shoulder,
Okay.
kind of glints in the moonlight as he moves up to engage the Badoon. And he is going to take a vicious attack at the creature.
Okay, so with the rain, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
that is rubbish.
So that's a 10. It's not good enough, unfortunately. The Badoon sentry steps back as you swing out with rain, the sword kind of narrowly missing his armoured hide.
He's still getting used to the weight of it.
With that, you see as he steps back, the Badoon sentry swings his elbow back. The tree behind him like crumples under the blow. It takes the tree and swings it at Lionheart and Pioneer in one swing at the two of you. This is going to be a melee check against both of you. 16 with a fantastic success. Now, what one of you can do, if you wish, is spend a karma to give him trouble and make him re-roll the fantastic success.
I figured, like, dice tell a story. Let's do this. What do you think, Colin?
I will burn a karma and make a reroll.
Colin's not as happy with that story. So that is a 13 on both of your melee defenses.
That'll hit me.
It will still hit me.
Still hit you? Okay. A lot less damage than it would have been. So you have sturdy 2 at the moment, Lionheart, because you've got the combat.
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay. That will, however, be useless after this combat, and you have sturdy 2 as well, Pioneer.
Yep.
So that is going to reduce this quite significantly. Only 6 points of damage to both of you.
Okay.
However, had that been a fantastic success, not only would that have been critical, it would have sent you both flying. So definitely the right thing to probably re-roll that one. He looks annoyed that the two of you have been able to take his tree hit. The tree is now like shattered as well. It's kind of broken across your armors. Pioneer, it is you to go.
Okay, so Pioneer brought his arms up to defend his faceplate when the tree hit him, and then he's just going to pivot back and punch straight in at this creature. There's no art or subtlety to any of moves in this suit.
Just big swings.
Big swings. And completely whizzes over his head. My God!
Look at you. Not a good roll. 8 is not what you needed right now.
Oh, no, it's not, Tom.
Snapshot.
Snapshot is going to pop back up, and she's going to level the rifle again. And let's
Okay.
why mess with a good thing and snapshot. Okay, so fantastic success.
Very nice. Yeah, that is going to hit, and that is going to do
8 damage times 2, 16, and they are bleeding.
Oh, okay, so that definitely finds purchase through the Badoon's armor, kind of hitting him in the abdomen, and you see like coming through cracks in the armor are like bits of blood pouring from this creature.
The sentry sort of like lifted an arm to block Pioneer, and that's the shot I take just under the arm.
Perfect. Okay, it is then Christopher to go.
So Christopher sees the positioning of Pioneer, and Lionheart is going to take the opportunity to advance up. Bit standing just away from Pioneer, but still on the pavement. He's going to level his pistol and just kind of shout towards Pioneer, "Pioneer on your left!" as he unloads.
Okay. Number 12 is going to hit against its agility defense. Unfortunately, because you only rolled a 2 on your Marvel dice, your damage is only going to be 4, so it's only a glancing hit, but it's still a hit.
Every little help.
Every little does help. Yeah, that bullet grazes across his armor. It is Lionheart to go.
So Lionheart, I'm thinking when he saw the tree, re-rolled the dice narratively, kind of maybe blocked a lot of the damage with his sword as it came through. So he's gonna still the same motion, swing up behind this thing and try and take it underneath the arm with his
Okay.
see if he's found his baton range yet. Let's see. 15 there, Marvel.
Okay, fantastic success there as well. That is going to hit his melee defense, so he is going to take 28 points of damage after his sturdy, and I believe you make him bleed as well.
Yes.
Okay, he's definitely bleeding. Can confirm this guy is bleeding. You bring Rain up. You kind of, like you say, you find that chink under his arm and you ram it up, kind of getting in under his armpit, and kind of you see the tip of the blade actually pierce the top of the armor. As you pull it out, this thing howls in pain. You see him hammer at his wrist, and a light start flicking on his wrist. And then he puts a big boot in towards you to try and boot you away from him, Lionheart.
Yes.
He's going to make a melee attack on you. You get a 14.
He has hit me.
That's a fantastic success as well.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. So that is going to be 15 doubled 30 damage.
Yep.
As he just slams his foot into your chest with no graces whatsoever. You feel like the wind just like out of your lungs as you kind of stagger back in pain.
Not me
from
back
that.
or anything, or
He does not. He doesn't have mighty. He has enhanced physique and big, so he is large, but he's not super strong. It is then Pioneer. You see like Lionheart stagger back, like fall to a knee under the weight of this thing's boot. He also takes 5 damage from his bleeding as well.
This time, Pioneer is going to try and swing round in a wide haymaker to try and clock him right in the centre mass of his body with a 15.
A 15 is a hit.
So with his sturdy 1, I'll just be 6 damage.
6 damage is 6 damage. You can see this thing, the armor that he's wearing is badly damaged. He's had several pistol shots tear through it. Obviously the big stab from Rain and now a haymaker from yourself. He's barely standing, but you do see this ominous light on his wrist blinking now. Snapshot is you to go.
Is there like called shots where I can like aim to try and shoot that device on his arm?
Yeah, so you could totally do it. It would essentially be a shot with trouble.
Okay. Could I snapshot it to try and mitigate?
Yes, you could though. You could snapshot and I would allow you to shoot him and the device. They would both still be with trouble. Or you could just do 2 snapshots to the device, and either way your edge is just going to negate the trouble, so it'd be a flat roll.
Yeah, okay. In that case, I want to try and guarantee the device gets taken out, because those 2 guys seem to have the Sentry himself well in hand. So I'm just going to snapshot at the device on his arm.
Okay.
So it's going to be a 14.
So 14 is a hit, so your damage there is going to be 6. But that is enough. You shoot his wrist and you see like a chunk of this like armor material, you're not sure what it is at this distance, like splinter off, and the light stops blinking.
Okay, and I'm going to start making tracks to cover Harley, so move back towards the red car.
Okay, so you dash back to the gurney and Harley. Christopher.
Christopher saw what Snapshot did and kind of sees the remembrance of whatever that device was, like skid across the ground and the grass. He's gonna kind of stand in place, level his pistol, aim down the sights double-handed, and hopefully put an end to this guy. Let's see what happens.
Okay. 14 will definitely hit him. That will do 8 damage with your 6 on the Marvel die. That is enough to bring this guy down. How do you put him down?
I would love to say, it's one between the eyes. Krista is getting more accurate, but he's not as much of a trained fighter as some of these other people. I imagine he kind of aims for the head, and it ends up hitting like a valve on his neck or something, and that kind of finishes him off.
Okay, so not quite as graceful, but still a kill shot.
Yes.
Yeah, you see this Badoon with that final shot sort of falls to his knees, kind of gurgling on his own blood as he kind of collapses down. You see his eyes kind of cast at the remnant of the device that fell off his wrist from snapshot shooting, and then he slumps to the ground, still bleeding, most likely dead.
I think I inject myself with the serum.
So you pull out the last syringe of the regen serum.
Yeah.
Slam it in. So Lionheart, you gain the benefits of healing factor. You all still have that at the moment as well. That's not quite run off its time. So anyone who was injured there.
Did you need a check for that as well when I inject?
You do, yes. You need to make the resilience check. Target number 11.
Target number 11, eh?
16 smashes it. You are fine. So, yep, you have the benefits of healing factor for the next hour. Can I get a vigilance check from everybody, please? Target number 13. None of you got the target number of 13, so none of you hear anything or notice anything untoward. Pioneer, you do see where between you and Mackenzie are stood, there is the sort of remnant of whatever the wrist device was on the floor.
You do pick that up, Mackenzie. Sorry, I'm a bit concerned that my giant robot hands will crush it.
No, that's reasonable. He says as he looks at the alien device going, I don't know what that's made out of in his head, but he will reach down and kind of tentatively pick it up, or what he can from what is salvageable.
Does there still appear to be power going to it, Tom?
No, it looks like whatever power was going to it was probably going from the suit. So when it's been kind of fractured off, it's been neutralized. Go ahead and give me a logic check. I'll say this is difficulty 13.
13. That's a fantastic success.
Fantastic.
13. Fantastic success. Okay. You recognize this is some sort of alarm. He has, and I will say with a fantastic success, you would know from having seen him activate it that although it has now been neutralized and is not emitting any further signal, he has definitely raised an alarm before you were able to neutralize it. So you're not sure exactly how much information this would have put across, but looking at how advanced it is, there's probably enough there to ascertain that he's made other Badoon aware, and if they have any kind of idea where his location is, they're probably on their way towards you.
Miss Shot, I think they know we're here. We should probably get moving.
Right. And she's going to sling the rifle over her shoulder, grab the end of the gurney, and start tugging it towards the group heading further down the street.
Christopher will make his way back through that gap between the bus and the van and back over to Snapshot to help move the gurney, but I'm not putting my pistol away. It's just kind of rested on the gurney as we're moving.
You all continue to move down Walworth Road. You're moving as quickly as you can, but with the gurney, even between the two of you, it's not easy kind of to maneuver as you're kind of weaving between abandoned cars and the general debris of London. You're making good speed though, but you do begin to hear voices behind you as you are running. These are alien voices, that much is very clear. You recognize them as Badoon, and you start to see behind you like silhouettes moving through the fog, this debris fog and darkness, as you see 1, 2, 4, 6, 12. There's a platoon of Badoon racing up the road behind you as you run up Walworth Road with this gurney, and they are closing on your position.